Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of Cozy AF Crafts. I am here just to really try to sit down and breathe and get cozy. I made some tea and I'm trying to unfrustrate myself out of this thing that is called the jasmine stitch. So this is what I have so far. I have a long chain to go still. And I was just sat here doing this thinking, this is awful. And so I figured maybe I'll just take a breath, make them see, talk to a camera, and maybe some people will then watch it. And that could help me pass the time and maybe get to the end of this chain by the end of this video while I talk to you about this new thing that I'm actually really excited about and I have started doing, so let's get going. So before I tell you what this actually kind of exciting thing that I've started, and well, spoilers, it's the name of the video, but I'm just gonna explain for a bit what I'm gonna be doing throughout this video and kind of why my inspiration to doing this video right now is this jasmine stitch. I have recently purchased and thrifted off of Vinted a beautiful duo of two hanks of this like silk merino yarn, and it is this one. And it's just so lush and so pretty, and I got it, and I got two of them for quite a steal, I think. I've never actually bought a hank of yarn before. So I got this, and then I've been holding on it for a while because it was just too darn special, and I felt like I need something really nice for it. And I have also been wanting to do the jasmine stitch for quite a while. So I figured now, you know what, 2 and 2 together, I'm gonna make a jasmine stitch scarf, because I also have been wanting to make a scarf for the longest time, and I'm gonna make it with this yarn. And that was just like really 3 birds in a row. So I've been sat down, I've been kind of practicing the jasmine stitch as like doing swatches and stuff, figuring out what hook do I want to use, especially with this yarn because it didn't really come with any hook recommendations because it's hand dyed. Well, I don't know, maybe they do usually say that. This one didn't come with any hook recommendations. And I figured out that for this yarn, I think it's a DK, and I really like using my 5.5 needle hook by whatchamacallem, Clover. I have the Clover set. Best decision of my life to get the whole set. Such good hooks, honestly. When I was starting, that's the thing that really set it for me. I just really enjoyed using the Clover hooks, so that's really what sold me on crochet. Anyway, I have been swatching it, figured out that this 5.5 is really what I wanted, figured out that a scarf is a really good idea, but then I was playing around with how really do I want this scarf to look like, and I want it just really long and really plush, and I want it like tapered at the ends. So instead of figuring out how to increase, I figured out how to decrease. So I'm just gonna go and do a really long chain, and then I'm just gonna decrease and decrease and decrease and decrease until I find like a good kind of in between, and then that will be my scarf. Hope that makes sense. I actually don't know if it makes sense. Heck. It might just be a really long taper. Or not a taper at all. Because I only want it to be about like yay thick. We'll see. That will be a different video. Anyway, I am here to tell you this exciting thing that I have thought up, and it's not another excuse to buy yarn. It's definitely another excuse to buy yarn. But it's buying yarn internationally, or locally, dependent on what you define as a vacation. Anyway, buying yarn on vacation, but not just yarn, a knitmento, a crochet mento. Up to you. I've been doing it as knitmentos, and I'm focusing on knitted stuff at the moment because I'm kind of excited with that because that's a newer thing for me. She said as she's crocheting and she's doing mistakes. That's okay. We all do mistakes. It makes it unique, and this is definitely unique. Doing mementos, and so what I've been thinking of doing, and I've already managed to do in 2 countries, is whenever I am abroad or on a holiday, if holiday permits, I will find a yarn store and I will buy some yarn, but not just buying yarn just to have a hank of yarn from, oh, I went to whatever. I'm talking like specific yarn quantities to make a specific item. And so I've been making like sweaters. So I've started knitting and then saw that there's obviously different types of way to construct a garment for yourself. And I found these circular yokes that I really like the design of, and I really like all the designs on Ravelry and how there's so many designs. I'm gonna say designs a lot. And I just really like how they look and how you can incorporate a second color into them like really easily, even a third or a fourth. And I just really like how they look, and I think that it's a pretty easy thing to buy yarn for, and you don't really need more than like, I would say max like 7 hanks of yarn or 7 balls or whatever. My first one I bought 7 and it was too much of 50-gram balls for one sweater. So I think it's pretty doable. If you think that's too much, and if you're not into sweater quantities, let me know, because I can try to figure out a smaller knitmento, crochet mento situation now. But I have been doing sweater knitmentos, so vacation sweaters. I started with Christmas, where I went to Sweden and I was gifted from my husband's parents a voucher to buy some yarn, and I decided to buy enough to make a sweater. And that was my sweater memento from Sweden, and that was over Christmas, so I was able to already start on that sweater on Christmas, and then I came back, and I guess it's only been like a month, but I've done it, so it went pretty quick as well, so it's a pretty quick project to do, I guess, or I'm just quick. It was really fun though, because every time that I was working on it, I was thinking about Sweden and about my time there and about my vacation and Christmas, and working on it was really nice, and I've already worn my sweater a couple of times, and that was also really nice, and it just constantly reminded me of my time in Sweden. So shut up, Liv. Here's the sweater. This is the sweater that I've made. So this is my first knitmento that I have made for myself. This is the halibut sweater, very popular in Ravelry. If you haven't seen it already, obviously links down below to any pattern that I will share here. This circular yoke, I've done a folded rib here, or folded collar. I don't think that that's what the pattern calls for, but you can go for it. Made a little heart here to know what the back is, because it incorporates short rows, so the back is a bit bigger than the front. And I've added a little bit of intrigue here on the edge of the sleeve as well. Here it is. It's my little halibut fishy. I was kind of thinking that I'm really punny because it's a fish and it was from Sweden, so it's a Swedish fish, which is funny because it's not actually their candy. And I like to taunt my husband and his family with that. Ha! And so this is an amazing yarn. It's like baby alpaca and other stuff. I don't remember. I bought 7 50-gram balls of this, and I ended up only using 5, so 4 of this dark green and just 1 of this gray. And so really, it was really light, and it took like no space in the luggage for me. I could have easily like stuffed it in a bag, and it just squishy, so it just goes really small. And I'm really happy with this little knitmento, because now every time I wear the sweater, I will think of Sweden and my time there. And so following this little tradition, I have then gone to Berlin. I think this was, at this point, it was 2 weekends ago from filming this. Doesn't really matter. And I went to a yarn store. I was only there for like 2.5 days, and yeah, I went to a yarn store. And I was there with my friend because she's just moved there. Very exciting, very fun. And it was with both of our husbands, and they were not really happy of going to a knit store or a yarn store, so they were just freezing their butts outside. And me and my friend were inside, and I showed her this Ravelry collection of favorites that is shared down below. And she picked a sweater there, and then it was really easy to just look at the pattern, look at what it calls for, and just go around the store and just pick something that made sense. And so this is something that I'm still working on, so it's still being worked on, because as I said, it's been a hot second since we've been back. But I got quite a bit of progress into it, really. So I think, yeah, this should be the front, and I'm holding the back. It's also a circular yoke, also a 2-color. This one is the Cataween, and she chose this gorgeous, almost black, I want to say like a dark gray. It's not quite black, but it's quite dark. Also, I think this is alpaca and something, and then the accent color is actually a different type of yarn, and this one is a blown yarn. And it's slightly different gauge, but I made it work. I think one of them calls for like 3.5 to 4.5 needle, and then one of them calls for like a 5 needle, so I kind of went like a 4.5, and it's working, it's worked. Here, maybe you can see better. It's a bit wonky now, but I'm pretty sure that once I block it, it'll look much better. It's because of the floats, if you're wondering how the floats inside look. This is how they look. And so this is gonna be my Berlin sweater, and this is my Berlin memento. And I'm really excited to be able to wear this soon. I like to make my stuff cropped, so this is pretty much as it's gonna go down. Maybe a bit more of like a, maybe like this much left of the ribbing, and then it'll sit really cropped. I could share a picture of the halibut one and how it looks like when I'm wearing it. I think I've already shared it in like a different video, but I'll do that. Yeah, so this is gonna be my Berlin knitmento, and I really like this trend. I really like all the options that Ravelry offers. There's so many different like patterns of just like a cute little small sweater, and so I've made this bundle. It's on my favorites. It's a favorite bundle on Ravelry, which is linked below, so you guys can look at all these different other options that I put there. And if you want, I'll do another one where it's not just knitted stuff. Maybe you want to crochet your item, and that could be a perfectly valid thing to get yarn for, and then grab a knitmento for that. I can find like smaller things, like not necessarily sweaters. I just really like the fact that like I really like to make things that are practical. I make things that I will wear, not just like dolls that I just put around because I do not have the space for that, or blankets I really don't need because I have a lot, and I like the really fluffy ones that my cat just goes like into. So yeah, when I buy yarn, I really like to make it practical. So maybe a hat. That could be like an option, or like gloves, or whatever it is that you guys use. Just let me know, and I'll find patterns for that. And I think, or you guys can find patterns for that. Honestly, just the whole concept that I'm introducing here of knitmentos is just the idea of buying yarn for a specific project, having like a list of things that you want to make, so you're not like put on the spot at the store. Like, what do I want to make? Oh my god, so much yarn, there's so many opportunities, I don't even know what I wanted, and then you just forget everything that you ever known about yarn, and it can be really overwhelming. And that's kind of how I felt every time that I went into a yarn store, is that I go in and I see all the pretty yarn, and then I'm just flabbergasted by like ideas and inspirations, and then I want to do this and I want to do that, and then you never know exactly how much you're gonna need and which pattern is it gonna go for, and blah. So now you're in a yarn store, you have this bundle, right? And you can just go into that bundle, see what you're vibing, what you're feeling at that time, what that spot of your vacation. What's the vibe? How's the mood? If it's like more like cozy vibes, or is it more like dark, cool, geeky, birds? I don't know what you've been doing there. There's so many different motifs that you can put on a sweater or whatever it is that you want to make, and then you're just really calm and you can just like choose what you're feeling and then just go into that bundle or into that pattern and just really see exactly what you need, what kind of yarn, what kind of quantities do you need, and then it's much easier to actually just look for that thing, see what you find, choose a color, than just going through that whole store just fully clueless. And that should also be just a quicker resolution to your shopping, and so you don't spend as much time, which you might not have if you're on vacation, and just really getting that one thing that you can then positively make, and that's gonna be your vacation sweater. You can then wear it proudly and just be like, not only just be like, yeah, I made this, but then also be like, this yarn, oh, feel it, it's so nice, it's from That's so nice, isn't it? It's so nice. So let me just show you like really quickly like a few of the patterns that I've chosen there. And there's so many, I think I put like over 50 patterns there, and I just keep adding as soon as I see anything. So you can just keep checking up on it, and if you see something that you like, then there might even be more in like a week, or who knows. But my first one that I'm really excited for, and I am going to Japan in like less than 2 months, so maybe I'll buy the yarn for that there, or maybe you know what, I'm just gonna buy yarn for this pattern now because I just really like it, and it's cats. Cats! 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 It's just so cute. Guys, it's so cute. Oh my god, this stitch! Cats, guys, cats, cats, cats. Can I say this enough? Cats. I love cats. Ah, cats, cats, cats. So this sweater has cats on it. And again, it just needs 2 colors. If you really want to go fancy, you can do multiple colors. It's fine, and you can do each cat in a different color. Maybe they have like mini skeins or something in that store. Just really easy to buy yarn for, I feel like. And then another option that is going to be really easy is this star one. Boop. I've had it in a different video because I'm already planning on making it, but it would be a really good vacation sweater as well, because it's also again the circular yoke, so it's really easy to just plan out. You're just basically making this one big circle, and I feel like a lot of like different variations of yarns are really forgiving with this kind of design. If you're using 2 different colors, just block it and it'll be fine, I think. Anyway, a third option, just another option, is this one by Petite Knits. And so this one is the key sweater, and it's just to show that it doesn't have to be a circular yoke. So just another 2-color sweater. I mean, of course you can do just a 1-color sweater, that's probably easiest, but I like to have this kind of like something in there. So this one is a cool little puzzle one, and I want to make it. It'll be an amazing vacation sweater for me. And then, of course, it doesn't have to be just the 2 colors. Of course, it could be just the 1 color. But if you want to really go wild, there's this option of the Unbearable hoodie by Les Garçons. I just really like this pattern. It's so darn cute. And it has a hood. How fun is that? I've never actually knitted or crocheted anything with a hood before. So I would actually be really happy to try that. But I need the yarn for it, and I need a vacation for that, so excuses. And another one with colors is this Evalo Space Invaders by Astrid SD Vision. Sticking with that. And it's cool. It's so cool. You can see on the Ravelry there's like an option of just black and white. I think there's also a gray, so it might just have to be just 3, but you can also just like skip the background, I guess. Just do the Space Invaders. Can be just 1 color or, well, 2 colors for the Space Invaders and a background, or you can add a background for just the Space Invaders, or you could make each invader in a different color. You can really play with it. Just up to you. It's just a really cool pattern. Especially if you're a gamer or a 90s kid like me. Just to show even more options, you can definitely use, like, it doesn't have to be just like a block 1 color, like few color, but like you can use like a variegated yarn. You can use like an ombre yarn, just like boink, boink. Showing you the Chrysanthemum sweater by Lyudmila Aksanik, or the Umbeline sweater by Black Cat Knitting Company. Yeah. Or of course, like, it doesn't have to be a sweater even. I have a few options there that are shorter. So like I have like this option here that is the Red Moon sweater by Born and Raised Knits. And that's just like a short top, really. I mean, any of the sweaters, you just don't have to like do a full length sleeve. Just don't do this section and just do a ribbing, and that's a short sleeve, and that's so much easier. If you're running out of yarn, if you're not buying too much yarn, if you're like short on storage, you can only do 2 or 3 skeins of yarn. I feel like that should be enough. Maybe 2 or 3 like 100, I guess. Or you can also just find like 1 yarn, but in the quantity that you know that you're gonna use. For sweaters like this one, which, cats again. I like cats. I know, I like cats. It's this is the Crazy Cat pullover by, oh gosh, Mashun Wanda Manya Vogelsang. And I feel like this, like, stuff like this is just black cats, right? But the background is really, wow, it's just such a pretty green. So if you're abroad, if you're feeling a bit like wild, you're abroad, it's like a really fun vacation that you're having, you might just walk into a yarn store and find like one really crazy color, whether it's like a variegated one or like an ombre one, and then you can just go home and pair that with whatever basic yarn in your stash, or just buy like something from your local store. It doesn't have to be anything fancy for that one, just like the accent colors, so just this black for the cats. Just get a normal black, but like really the wow of the sweater is the color, so that's gonna be the thing that you're doing on vacation. So there's so many different options that you can do. As I just think that the main thing here is the bundle is something that you can check for reference and just go there for when you're huffled and puffled in the yarn store and you don't really know how and what to get. This is your go-to. This is the thing that I have made, and I hope that it's good for you, but this is what I made for myself, and this is what I go to reference now to really help myself find the one thing that will help me remember where I'm at, who I'm with. Maybe let your friends or family or whoever you're with like pick the yarn or colors for you. That's really fun. And just really remember this time that you're enjoying yourself on vacation. And it's just, I think it's just a really fun thing to have. So this was it. this was my little new exciting thing and sort of an excuse to buy more yarn, but also a really nice way for me to remember all my vacations and everything that I've done abroad, away from home, so I can just sit at home, wear my sweater, or maybe go out somewhere and just get a little bit of memory sipping through of this lake time that I've spent. That was really nice. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much for helping me pass the time while I struggle through this jasmine stitch. Hopefully I'll be able to show something for it soon enough. Either way, I'm honestly enjoying this yarn. It's a really nice yarn. It's really, really soft. And yeah, I hope you have the coziest of times. I hope this was nice and engaging, and if it was, and if you want more cozy madness, I don't know if I'm saying cozy and it's more of a fake it till you make it situation. I feel cozy. I have tea, and I'm wearing this massive thing. It's pretty cozy here. I'm cozy. AF. That was so cringy. I'm cozy. Hope you're cozy. Thank you so much for helping me pass the time, and if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you want any more cozy AF kind of content, oh gosh, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye!